Have you ever pondered why data communication is undeniably vital in our digital age? In this era where information is the new oil, data communication is the pipeline that transports this precious resource from its source to the final destination. Picture this. You're a sailor navigating the vast ocean. Data is like the countless stars in the sky guiding your course. But without the skill to interpret the stars, you're lost. That's where data communication comes in. Data communication is not just about transmitting raw data. It's an art, a science of transforming those raw numbers, those 1S and 0S, into a comprehensible language. It's about painting a picture, telling a story that can be understood, appreciated, and acted upon by everyone, from the tech wizards in Silicon Valley to the small business owners in the heartland. In industries as diverse as healthcare, finance, and technology, data communication plays a pivotal role. Imagine a doctor explaining a complex medical condition to a patient, a financial analyst predicting market trends, or a tech entrepreneur pitching an innovative solution. In each case, effective communication of data is essential to inform decisions, drive actions, and yield results. But the process is not without its challenges. The sheer volume of data generated every second is staggering. Translating this into meaningful information can be like finding a needle in a haystack. Then there's the challenge of tailoring the information to different audiences with varying data literacy levels. It's a delicate balancing act, a dance between complexity and simplicity, between detail and big picture. Yet, despite these challenges, the importance of data communication cannot be overstated. It's the bridge that connects the world of data with the world of human understanding. It's the key that unlocks the treasure trove of insights hidden in the data, enabling us to solve problems, answer questions, and make informed decisions. Data communication, a crucial skill yet often overlooked, is the cornerstone of informed decisions. This is not just a statement. It's a truth that underscores the power and potential of data in our digital age. It's a call to action for all of us to become better communicators of data, to turn the enigma of data communication into an open book. To comprehend data communication, one must journey back to where it all began. In the cradle of civilization, when cave walls became the canvas for early humans, cave paintings were their method of data communication. A primitive yet effective way to record and share their experiences and knowledge. Now let's think about smoke signals, a form of communication used by Native American tribes. They transformed simple columns of smoke into messages, a form of data transmitted across vast distances. It was a kind of wireless communication long before the term was even coined. Fast forward a few millennia to the invention of the telegraph. It was a pivotal moment in the history of data communication. Telegraphs used Morse code to convert messages into electrical signals, making long-distance communication a reality. The telephone, the brainchild of Alexander Graham Bell, took this one step further. It transformed human voice into electrical signals, paving the way for real-time communication. Now, imagine a library, a vast repository of human knowledge. Each book, a data point, and the library's catalog system, the means of organizing and retrieving that data, a rudimentary database, if you will. These examples serve to illustrate that the essence of data communication has remained the same throughout history. The medium and methods have evolved, but the goal has always been to share and interpret information. Today we've replaced smoke signals with wireless networks, cave paintings with digital images, telegraphs with emails, and physical libraries with sophisticated databases. But at the heart of it, we're still doing the same thing: communicating data. From cave paintings to sophisticated databases, data communication has always been an integral part of human civilization. It's the thread that connects us, the language that allows us to share our experiences, our knowledge, and our stories. And as we continue to advance technologically, the methods of data communication will continue to evolve, but its essence will remain the same. Fast forward to the present day, data communication techniques have evolved tremendously. We're not just talking about a leap, we're talking about a quantum jump. From the simple exchange of numbers and letters, We've moved to a world where vast amounts of complex data are transmitted in the blink of an eye. Let's start with the most basic technique: data visualization. This is the art of presenting data in a graphical or pictorial form. Think of it as translating the complex language of numbers into a visual story. It's like turning a dense, hard-to-read novel into an exciting, colorful comic book. Next, we have infographics. These are graphic visual representations of information or data. It's like turning a boring textbook into a vibrant, engaging poster. Infographics are particularly effective when you want to highlight patterns, trends, and insights that may not be immediately apparent in raw data. Then there's interactive dashboards. This technique allows users to manipulate and interact with data. Imagine being able to play with a Rubik's Cube of data, turning it this way and that to see different patterns and insights. It's data exploration made fun and engaging. But what about real-world applications? Well, consider the healthcare industry. Doctors and medical researchers are using these techniques to track disease trends, analyze patient data, and make informed decisions about treatments. It's like they're detectives using data clues to solve medical mysteries. In the finance sector, data communication techniques are being used to analyze market trends, predict future performance, and make informed investment decisions. It's like having a crystal ball that provides insights into the future market movements. And in the retail industry, these techniques are being used to understand consumer behavior, optimize product placement, and streamline supply chains. It's like having a map that guides retailers to the treasure of increased sales and customer satisfaction. So you see, modern data communication techniques are not just about transmitting data. They're about transforming data into insights and insights into action. Whether it's healthcare, finance, or retail, effective data communication techniques are shaping the future of these industries. Did you know that storytelling could be a powerful tool in data communication? Just as a seasoned navigator uses the stars to chart a course, a skillful data communicator uses storytelling to guide their audience through a sea of information. Storytelling, in its essence, is a way of making sense of the world around us, and when we apply this to data, we unlock a universe of understanding. Think of data as a city. Each data point is a building, with its own unique architecture and purpose. But a city is more than just a collection of buildings. It's the streets that connect them, the people that inhabit them, and the stories they tell. Similarly, data is not just a collection of numbers. It's the relationships between them, the patterns they form, and the insights they yield. And just as a good story has a beginning, middle, and end, so does a well-communicated data insight. The beginning sets the stage, introducing the data and its context. The middle delves deeper, exploring the relationships and patterns within the data. And the end brings it all together, summarizing the insights and their implications. But what makes a story truly engaging? It's the elements of surprise, conflict, and resolution. In data communication, these elements come to life as unexpected insights, conflicting data points, and resolutions derived from the data. For instance, let's say you're analyzing sales data. The surprise could be an unexpected spike in sales. The conflict could be between the sales and marketing data, and the resolution could be the insight that a particular marketing campaign led to the spike in sales. Remember, storytelling is not about oversimplifying the data or distorting the truth. It's about making the data relatable, understandable, and memorable. It's about transforming the raw, unprocessed data into a polished gem of insight that shines with clarity and meaning. By weaving a compelling narrative, data communication transforms from a mundane task to an engaging experience. So the next time you find yourself lost in a sea of data, remember to use the power of storytelling to chart your course. How can we ensure that our data communication resonates with our diverse audience? This question is at the heart of effective data storytelling. Imagine you're a tailor crafting a suit. You wouldn't create a one-size-fits-all garment, would you? Instead, you'd take precise measurements, consider the wearer's preferences, and tailor the piece to fit them perfectly. The same principle applies to data communication. Our audience is the wearer of our data suit, They come with different shapes, sizes and preferences, or in this case, varying levels of data literacy and interests. To engage them effectively, we must tailor our data presentation to their unique needs and understanding. First, we need to understand their data literacy level. Are they beginners with only a basic understanding of data? Or are they data experts comfortable with complex analysis? For beginners, we might need to simplify our language, use more analogies, and avoid technical jargon. For experts, we can dive deeper into the data, explore complex patterns, and discuss sophisticated insights. Next, consider their interests. What matters to them? What problems are they trying to solve? What decisions are they trying to make? If we can answer these questions, we can present our data in a way that directly addresses their concerns and captures their attention. For instance, if we're presenting data to a group of environmentalists, we might focus on insights related to climate change. We could use real-world examples like the rise in global temperatures or the decline in polar bear populations to make our data more relatable and impactful. Lastly, remember to be flexible and responsive. Just like a tailor adjusting a suit during a fitting, we need to be ready to adjust our presentation based on the audience's feedback and questions. If they're confused about a certain point, we can clarify it. If they're interested in a particular topic, we can delve deeper into it. Remember, our goal is not just to present data, but to tell a story that our audience can connect with. We want them to understand the data, to see its relevance to their lives, and to use it to make informed decisions. Tailoring data communication to your audience is not just considerate, it's effective. How do we effectively respond to questions and feedback about our data insights? This is a question that often stirs up a whirlwind of thoughts in our minds, but fret not, because it's simpler than you might think. Imagine you're a seasoned chef and your data insights are your signature dish. You've prepared it with utmost care, but the moment of truth comes when your patrons taste it and provide their feedback. Some may love it, others may have suggestions, and a few might not find it to their liking. The key here is to listen, adapt, and improve, much like perfecting a recipe. Similarly, data insights are the product of your efforts, and feedback is the crucial ingredient that helps you refine your work. Now, how do we make the best use of this ingredient? First, cultivate an open dialogue. Remember, feedback is not about defending your insights, but about understanding different perspectives. Encourage questions and value every comment. Be it a nod of agreement or a raised eyebrow, every response is an opportunity to engage and enlighten. Second, active listening is your best tool. It's not just about hearing the words, but comprehending the underlying concerns or ideas. Be patient, clarify doubts, and reassure your audience that their feedback is valued. Third, adaptability is paramount. If your audience suggests a new angle or a different interpretation, be open to exploring it. Remember, the goal is not to prove yourself right, but to make the data speak the truth. Fourth, be appreciative. A simple "thank you for your feedback" can go a long way in building a positive and constructive environment. After all, feedback is a gift, a pathway to improvement. Lastly, remember that feedback isn't always about what needs to change. It's also about acknowledging what works well. So, celebrate your successes, learn from your missteps, and always strive to do better. In the realm of data communication, responding to feedback is akin to the art of conversation. It's about listening, understanding, and evolving. So next time you receive feedback, remember, responding to feedback is not a challenge, it's an opportunity to improve. How do we measure the effectiveness of our data communication techniques? This question is as pertinent as it is profound. Evaluating data communication techniques is not just about ticking off a checklist, it's about understanding the impact of our communication on the audience. When we talk about evaluating these techniques, we're essentially talking about assessing two key aspects. The first is comprehension. Do our listeners understand the data we're presenting? The second is engagement. Are our listeners interested and involved in the data story we're sharing? Let's consider comprehension. A good starting point is to ask for feedback. Did our audience understand the key points? Were there any concepts that were unclear or confusing? Gathering this feedback can be as straightforward as a quick survey at the end of a presentation, or as in-depth as a one-on-one conversation. The goal is to identify any areas of confusion or misunderstanding and then refine our communication techniques accordingly. Next, let's think about engagement. This can be a little trickier to measure, but there are some signs to look out for. Did the audience ask questions? Did they contribute to the discussion? Were they focused and attentive throughout the presentation? If the answer to these questions is yes, then it's a good sign that our data communication techniques are effective. But remember, evaluating these techniques is not a one-off task, it's an ongoing process. Each presentation, each audience provides a unique opportunity to learn and improve. By continuously evaluating and refining our techniques, we can ensure that our data communication is not just good, but great. And let's not forget, the ultimate test of our data communication techniques is whether they lead to action. Do our insights inspire our audience to make decisions, to change behaviors, to implement new strategies? If they do, then we can confidently say that our data communication techniques are effective. Evaluating your data communication techniques is the key to continuous improvement and success. So let's keep asking, let's keep learning, and let's keep improving. After all, the art of data communication is a journey, not a destination.